You're here with Sonya from Mezzo Music Academy. Sonya, lovely to see you again.
And you too, Sam. How are you doing?
Grand. I just thought, for people who don't know you, tell us
Mhm.
a bit about Mezzo Music Academy.
So Mezzo Music Academy is a lovely, kind of warm, friendly, inviting music school based on Greeley Road in Terranure. We have programs for newborn babies, junior programs for preschoolers, for children who have just started school right up to the age of 6. We've lovely group instrument classes for 5 to 7, 8 year olds. We do private tuition in all instruments. We've lots of teenage students. We've lots of adult students. In fact, I think our oldest student is about 88 now. Wonderful piano player, and sure he's been doing recital, diploma exams, and everything. Sure, he's an absolute joy to have. So we have a huge range of students. We teach a huge range of instruments. We've lots of great teachers there, and the ethos is to encourage people's musical interest and talent, but to nurture it in a way where they're really enjoying their lessons and they're learning material that appeals to them. Obviously, everyone follows a different program depending on the student and what their goals are, whether they're exam orientated or whether they're performance orientated. And we will just try to tailor lessons to suit the direction they want to go in. We'd also work with a lot of junior cycle leaving cert students who are doing music in school. So we'd help them with all their practical pieces, performance kind of thing as well. We would also do junior cycle and leaving cert grinds. And we also do the music syllabus for those who want to take it outside of school for leaving cert. So we
Wow.
kind of do everything.
You do, and I know you're going a long time and you're a family-run music school. And for people who wouldn't know you, I mean, if people, I suppose also you have a lot of people who just want to play music, not necessarily do the exams and stuff, but
Oh
just
yeah, oh yeah.
maybe always wanted to play the guitar or always wanted to play the piano. And I know tonight we're here because we want to tell people about the teen jam sessions that you have, which are really cool.
Yeah, summer jam sessions. So we actually have one running next week. And what we try to do is with the students that apply, we try to create a really good band. So we try to get a bit of a diversity in the instruments that they're learning. So ideally for next week, it's for ages 12 to 14. So we try to get, a drummer, a couple of guitar players, electric guitar player, bass guitar, vocalists, or we could have students that say play piano and sing, which is great because what happens then is they'll go into a room for about 4 hours each afternoon. We run those in the afternoon because we have our junior camps in the mornings. And they would start working on a cover song. So they try and find a song in common that they all like.
Mhm.
And they would start just playing together as a band, and they'll work it out in a key that would suit the singer, and they would just start playing just to get a feel for, I guess what everybody knows within the instrument that they play already. So the teacher, who is John Sadlier, can kind of gauge the difficulty level of the next song that they're going to pick. You
Mm.
want to give them something to work on that they're comfortable with and that it's working out nicely for them rather than something too challenging, because they're only in Monday to Friday, right? So they do a performance at the end of the week. Um, and also John encourages them to write songs. Now, some teens on the summer jam sessions have written 2 songs in the space of the 5 days, and they've performed them, and they've also performed a cover or two. So it really depends on the dynamic of the group when they get together as to what they're able to churn out. But it's always fantastic, and the efforts that they go to and writing their lyrics and you know
And I'd say it's really cool for, maybe someone that just really wants to be a rock star, let's say, and they just want to hang out with other people who are just like them. And I think there must be a really strong community bonding kind of feel around it all. Like it sounds like I want to do it, like, and I'm
no,
too old.
I would have put it
Oh,
as a teenager. I would have loved it. There was nothing like that around.
yeah.
Absolutely nothing way back then. Uh,
Yeah.
but that's why we promote this. And John Sadler, as I said, who runs them, he works with our bands all year round. So during our regular kind of academic term from say September to June, we would have jam sessions once a week. So John would spend an hour with the band every evening during the week. And the
Mm.
bands then vary in ages. So it's lovely the way, if some of them are really into the summer jams, then that they can continue on with us, and we'll put them in a band. We go by age group because that's the most appropriate thing to do. So usually kind of 12 to 14 and 15 to 17 are the different age groups. But at the moment, we have a band that are all just kind of 15 and 16. So that just worked out nicely. But they can work on so much more during the academic year rather than the kind of the condensed summer
Yeah.
ones. Huh?
Yeah, and I'm just thinking, because I have a teenager myself, it's like sometimes they would do their music alone. So it's a nice way that to actually get them out and make new friends as well, I suppose, and get them out of the house.
Get them out of the house. They're doing something creative.
Yeah.
Their brain is working really hard because they're standing in a room on their first day. They won't know them. I mean, we do introduce them all to each other, but that can be quite funny as well. Sometimes teenagers just not speaking to each other or whatever. So we
Yeah.
do, and John is really great at bringing the best out of the teenagers as well when he has them all in the room. But it's great for their confidence as well. So they might come in on the first day and say, well, I'm not really going to play because I want to see what everyone else is like.
Yeah.
They're all probably feeling a little bit like that. So John will encourage them just to kind of jam together. So safety in numbers. No one's getting called out on their own to play a solo or anything like that. Hey, John.
There he is. Speak of the devil.
I'm sick of these technology things. I had to switch computers there. I'm in my wife's office instead.
Well, we are live now, John.
Lovely guitars behind me, but I have a really nice chair.
Excellent.
Thank you for joining us. We're live on Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter at the moment. So we were just talking about the teen jam sessions. Tell us a bit about why you love them so much, John.
I just love seeing teenagers progress. Like, as soon as they come in, especially in the jam, especially if they don't know each other, watching them go from really shy kids in a shell to 5 days later where they're just free and enjoying music and making friends. And I just love watching that. And then watching them go up through the years, if they stay to it and keep going for all those years. It's just amazing to watch them progress. And I've said that for years. I do 3 or 4 gigs a week, and nothing is better than watching that for me. If I won the lottery tomorrow, I wouldn't quit. I would just literally, that's my favorite thing to do. So, and especially with the bands, because then it's kind of your project, and especially if you get to see them go out and play live then afterwards, it's just an amazing feeling to watch them do that and watch the work that they put in and what they get out of it. It's just brilliant. So I've had some really good things that parents have said to me, and it just means so much to me. I love it.
And for anyone that might be watching that is maybe a teenager actually watching, what would you advise? Like I know for your jam sessions, it'd be nice to have a vocalist, let's say, or a drummer or a guitarist.
Yeah.
Is there any advice you can give them that they're even thinking of going, like what they should say to their parents or whatever if they're thinking of going to this?
Just literally face your fears. Like I guarantee if you come in, I promise you that in a few days' time, you'll just feel a bit more relaxed. Obviously, at the start, it's going to be scary. They're always scared at the start. But if you can just push yourself to get over that little hurdle, within a few hours, I'll make it really comfortable for them. I won't put them on the spot, have them put their hands up like school and stuff like that. We're just going to have a bit of crack and, enjoy playing music together. So what I do in the very first few minutes is we just start playing something. Just like initially break that barrier of initially sitting there. What's your name? Where are you from? I don't really do that. I have their names on the board already, and I'll just pretend, not pretend, but I'll almost be their friend straight away. And we'll just say, right, let's go. Let's play something, something very, very simple. It's not going to be something difficult, especially if they're early learners. So I wouldn't just throw like Led Zeppelin at them or something. It'll have to be something a bit easier. But I'll get an idea straight away of what they're into and what they like. So it has to come from them.
Yeah.
So I don't go in there dictating the music. I'll go around the room and say, who are you into? So, who do you like? Oh, Ed Sheeran, Deadly. Yeah, Taylor Swift. Oh, amazing. I'll throw them up on the board and I'll get an idea. I'll straight away know then what song will work best.
Yes.
With 2 or 3 chords. And I'll just say, right, let's go. So initially, straight away, they're over that hurdle.
Yeah.
Of, being in a shell and sitting there for hours, having to listen to a teacher.
Yeah.
Just get into
That's really important. Yeah.
I'm the same at this age. Actually, I'd be like, we were wondering, would you create one for us, for me and Sonia?
I can say that. I would absolutely love that, because you're just going to get people that haven't really got that fear. They're eager, because when you're older, you're a bit more self-confidence. You're eager to go in and do that. So I would love to do that.
Yeah.
Now, there's an idea we
We don't reveal everybody's age, but
Mezzo
just
Music Academy L1's band.
Yeah. But I've even had some of the dads. We were trying to do a dad band. I've had some of the dads of our students saying, "Oh, I'd love to do that." So we're open to that.
I actually
The
forgot.
moms and the dads, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get back to the teenagers and the summer camps. But I mean, I know teenagers don't like it being called a summer camp. Apologies, it's the jam sessions.
Yeah.
Jam sessions. I was just saying that must be great. I know for my daughter, she plays a bit of music, and she was always on her own in her room doing it. So it's a nice way to get them out of the house, isn't it?
Absolutely. And they're being creative. They're working hard, but they're being creative. But also they're building confidence. John will tell you, we've had students that have walked in, and honestly, you could barely get a word out of them. They're so shy and so lacking in confidence. And all they just spend a few days in the room with John and the other students, and all of a sudden I'll walk into a rehearsal and I'll be like, oh, that's the same person that like 2 days ago. They've just come out of their shell. They've just blossomed, And then we'd be saying, oh, it's fantastic. That solo sounds brilliant, So, and you're like, you wouldn't be telling lies or anything, but you're giving them kudos where it's due. And then they feel, oh, well, they were telling me that my solo was good. So all of a sudden they're going home and they're buzzing to go and work on something to bring it back into the next day. So that's the kind of atmosphere that John is able to create with them, which is really, really important,
It's more like, it's not even like, music is obviously the core thing there, but building their confidence, like Sonya said, it's so vital, especially for what's going on at the moment with teenagers, the amount of anxiety with social media and all that. This is just something different for them to go in and do. It doesn't even have to be. We run this all year. Like, just join one of the bands, and like, I've seen a lot of them go on and become their own bands now, and they're out playing live, and that all started from 1 or 2 workshops that we did in Mezzo.
Yeah.
So, it's amazing to see that. So confidence is massive.
Yeah.
It's really, really big. It does a lot for them. So if anyone's thinking about it, just literally make that little step, contact Mezzo and Sonya, and just let's go.
Absolutely.
So it's on Monday. Is it the next one is starting?
So the next one is on Monday to Friday. So Monday 17th, and it's from 2:30 to 6. And next week is ages 12 to 14. So if there's anyone out there that age that's watching, or if their folks are watching and they'd be interested, get in touch with us. info@mezzomusicacademy.ie. And we'll organize the booking for you. And if you need any more information, of course, we'll be happy to give you more information. We also have another summer jam session running on the 14th of August, 14th to 18th of August, and that's for 15 to 17-year-olds.
Okay.
So again, we're looking for, drummers, piano players, bass players, rhythm guitars, electric guitar players, singers. I mean,
you have 2 places left to complete this first batch, this band, yeah?
Oh,
2 places.
Yeah, we do. We'd love a vocalist, a drummer, a bass player for next week.
We've never not had one, like, so even if like they all come in and nobody sings, we always kind of get something, you can get a little bit of voice out of them. So but we would love singers to join, because it's great when we have somebody who just straight away says, I can sing. But like you said earlier, I know that we're getting off point a tiny bit, but after they're 18, like, if somebody's 18 and they want to come in, like, don't be like, you might end up leading the band, or something like that. It might be a bit of a more cooler position for you. The hardest thing for me when I go in is to balance the levels, okay? Because you might have somebody who's very, very new to it, and you might have somebody who's very advanced. And the advanced person might be going, oh, I'm way better than that person. I shouldn't be playing this easy song. But then I'll say, oh, I'll give you a much more difficult part in the song. And then in that song, for the person who has only started out, we can give them something a bit simpler to perform. So that way they're collectively, and then that person who is only starting out is playing with this, like maybe they'll be playing a few chords on the piano, and they're watching this amazing electric guitar player that's in their band for that week or whatever. And that's great for them as well, because they can say, oh, I'm with that guy, I'm with that girl. They're brilliant, you know. You have to try and create. That's the hardest thing to do, is to balance that out. But I'd always get a sense of that within an hour or so. Straight away, I know what way I need to position people. But it is nice to move them around as well. So if you come in and you are a piano player, try the bass. You know what I mean? Like, I'll give you a go on the bass. I'll give you 4 or 5 notes and you can just play away. Or, you know, sometimes there's different instruments there. We can have strings for, you know, that go over the top of a piano. And that could be something very simple. You know, it's tambourines. We have loads of stuff.
Percussion. And also, though, what's great about it is, and even the jam sessions we run during the year, John also will teach them how to be a good band. You know, how to collaborate together, how to write together, how to set your gear up properly. You know, and also, as John would say, how to serve the song. Because sometimes you've got so many great musicians and they all want to get all their great stuff out all in one go, but sometimes it's just too much going on in the song. And John will be saying, whoa, look, I know you can do that and you're brilliant at it, but we got to serve the song as well. So they learn that as well, because a lot of youngsters wouldn't really have a sense of that. And sometimes they could lose a position in a band over that, right? So you teach them band etiquette as well, John, right?
Oh, well, I was delighted to hear when you had Nathan and Brian on discuss that point, that I was able to help them with those kind of things of, you know, serving the song, being a nice person in the band, because being with somebody for long periods of time, you have to be respectful of other people's positions and that. And I was delighted to hear those 2 lads come out with that, because that's one of the things I try to install as well, is that, you know, these kids, not so much kids, but they're older now, that they're able to respect people in their band, play at the right times, don't always have to overplay on songs, even if they're deadly. You know, like you said, serve the song. It's really important. And it's good morals in life anyway. It's not just me.
Absolutely.
I love John. I love you. I've fallen in love with you now. I mean, I can understand why, like Sonya was telling me earlier, you know, you know, you're obviously a great teacher, and I can see how the kids would love you as well, because you're kind of cool, and you know, you're not kind of condescending to them and stuff like that. And that's what I think is important as well. Sorry if you heard something there. I frightened the living daylights out of my mother, who just came in the door. I'm in her house because her Wi-Fi. And that's what that noise was.
Someone to play the piano there, was she?
There's a few chords there.
Oh, so sorry about that if you heard that, anybody. But yeah, okay.
I understand what you're saying. I appreciate that, but it's one of the reasons is I love doing it. So like, that's so important. If I didn't love doing it, I was going in like, oh, these lads again, Jesus. It's just, it wouldn't be that way. So I love fresh faces, new minds to mold. I just love all that. So that's why I wouldn't say I'm great at it, but that's why I enjoy it, and that's why it works, I think. So.
But I heard you were great at it, so there.
Yes.
You can feel the passion coming through in your voice and how you're talking about it. So, folks, for anyone who's watching, if they're thinking about doing the team jam sessions or the summer camp, I know there are a few places left on one of the summer camps. Is that right, Sonya?
Yeah, so with the teen jam sessions, we have a couple of places left next week, and we have a couple of places just left on the 14th of August one.
Okay.
And then for our juniors, ages 4 to 11, we're in week 1 of our junior summer camps. They're going great. They're having a great time. Even 2 little ones that were crying on the first day were skipping home and skipping back in the next day. So they're having a brilliant time. They're doing a Miley Cyrus song, Flowers, so I can hear them all singing when they're practicing. So they're having a great time. So we have another junior camp next week, the 17th. Then we have another one the following week, the 24th. And then we have 2 in August, the 14th August, 14th and 21st. Yeah.
Okay. So what we'll do is, folks, if you're watching, if you want to email info@mezzomusicacademy.ie, send a message through social media, and we will get back to you. Because I know that definitely the teen jam sessions start on Monday. So get in touch if you want to be part of that, or send your child to be a part of that. And John, thanks a million for your time. I know you have to head off as well. So thank you for joining us. And any final words before we finish?
Get in. Let's go.
Oh, yeah. Let's do it.
Remember that song I did? Let's go, Mezzo.
So yeah, when
There
we
you go, there's another jingle. We should get a jingle or something. Get people that it's.
he literally just wrote the jingle on the spot. It was very funny. It was for the Network Ireland Business Awards. Actually, we won it.
Oh, there we go. Yes, the jingle. So.
Yeah.
Well done. Okay, thanks very much, and everybody. Thanks for watching, and please share this. Even if you're not interested, maybe you could share it to one of your friends who might be interested.
Yes, please.
Thank you so much.
Right.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Bye.